We are live, ladies and gents, and welcome to the first Premier League game of the season. Crystal Palace taking on Arsenal should be a cracker of a game. I think a lot of people are underestimating Palace and first game of the season. So let's see how it goes. We have started a poll in the chat, so please make sure to get your votes in. We'll leave the poll up for the first 10 minutes of the game and see what you guys think. But yeah, very, very excited, keen to get the game underway. I was just having a look at the lineups at the moment, and Palace starting with Guaita in goal, Nathaniel Klein and Joachim Anderson pairing up with Mark Guéhi and Tyrick Mitchell on the left back side. So not much change in there for Palace from last season. They do have new boy Czech Decore starting in there next to Jeffrey Schlupp, so that should be an interesting watch. Very hard man that. Jordan Ayew, Eze and Zaha filling up the wings in the centre of the park, and Odsonne Edouard starting up top, so not too bad. I think Mateta might make an appearance later. He is on the bench, I see. And then the Arsenal lineup, a little bit of a dodgy one, I must say, with Thomas Partey on the pitch. Yeah, we won't go into that, but I see debuts for new boys, Zinchenko. I see Ben White is starting at right back. I see Jesus starting up top, debut. And if you play FPL, I'm assuming that you will definitely be in for having Jesus on the pitch and scoring some goals. Martin Odegaard and Granit Xhaka pairing up in the midfield, and Saka and Martinelli on either side of Jesus, and Ramsdale in goal, which will be the case for the whole season. Especially now with Leno getting his move away from the club. Fantastic game coming up. I'm excited for the new season, as we all are. It should be an absolute cracker of a season. I must hold my hands up. Last season I didn't give Patrick Vieira much chance of keeping Palace up, but he's done a pretty decent job. And I think he's put a pretty talented squad together, so excited to see how they get along today. I don't think it's going to be a walkover for Arsenal, and if you guys have seen the clips of Arsenal, I'm wondering if they've played any songs of Crystal Palace, because you know that seems to be a thing that clubs do these days. So let's sit back, enjoy the game, get in touch in the chat. Drop your thoughts, drop potential scorelines. What you guys think these scorelines will be? Drop them in the chat. Let's get chatting. Obviously, with all of the stats running down the right-hand side of the screen, you will see that those are all of our Predict Heroes results, expected results for this game. And we do have this game ending in a 1-1 draw. The second most likely scoreline was a 2-1 for Arsenal, and the third most likely was actually a 2-1 to Palace. So very, very interesting. Pretty equal standing. So let me know in the comments what you guys think the final scoreline would be. Which players you guys are looking forward to watching. And yeah, let's just sit back, enjoy the football, and we'll chat soon. Very excited, I must say, to see Saliba as well back in the Premier League. I think Marseille really would have preferred to keep him for an extra season, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Both teams lining up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, so should cancel each other out a lot. Odegaard up against new boy Decore and Schlupp. So that should be interesting. And then the skillful Eze up against Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. So let's see. What do you guys think the odds are on Xhaka getting a card tonight? I think it's pretty decent. Other interesting lineup for tonight would be Ben White playing out at right back. Tomiyasu obviously injured, so that's quite an interesting pick, I must say. But let's see how it goes. It's actually crazy to sit here all the way down in South Africa where it's pitch black. And looking in, even though London is only sort of an hour behind us at the moment, it's still 8 p.m. there, and just looking at the stadium, it looks like it's middle of the day. It's absolutely crazy, so it's fantastic. There we go. First kick of the ball. New Premier League season, gents. Should be a great one. First throw into Arsenal. Ben White versus Zaha down that side is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. There's no doubt about that. I think if Ben White gets an early yellow card, that's going to be a side to watch. I can tell you that much. Bit scrappy early in the play. I see currently now the poll has Arsenal win at 83% and Palace win at 17%. No one going for the draw. So drop it in the poll over there. We'll leave it up for the first 10 minutes of the game. If there's an early goal, I can see the poll changing very, very quickly. So let's see how it goes. Jesus on the ball, finding himself out on the drifting wide right hand side. What do you guys think of this pink Arsenal kit? Are there any Arsenal fans in the chat? What do you guys think of the pink Arsenal kit? Yeah, quite a stark contrast to their black kits. I really like their away kits. I think it's beautiful. Zinchenko on the ball in the middle of the park, picking up a good position, eh? Martinelli. And Zinchenko with this attempted switch loses the ball. Saka does well though. Palace look up for this, eh? They're moving around well, making their way downtown. Odegaard almost slips in Saka over there. That would have been a great ball. Jacques is almost finding himself up next to Odegaard with the high press, which is quite interesting to see. I think Arsenal were extremely fortunate to have Saliba come back to them this season. I think Jesus doing well. Nutmegs one. Full run one. Martin. Guys. Martinelli just missed open goals from probably about a meter or 2 meters up. Jesus did so well, did extremely well. Then Martinelli could have just put it down to the keeper's left. Underneath, the keeper decides to go across the goals. Nobody home. Keeper's already committed down to the right, and he puts the ball a good 2 meters out past the edge of the post. So, but Jesus did amazingly there. Sure, he drifted past 2 or 3 players. Amazing. And then, yeah, Martinelli decides that no goals early will keep the game interesting. Welcome back to the Premier League. Fernando Torres, the spirit of Fernando Torres is well and truly alive. I see after that miss, the Palace win rate on the poll has gone up slightly. Another vote in for Arsenal, so the chat's firmly in favour of Arsenal at the moment. Saka doing well. Martinelli doing well. Gives it out to Zinchenko. Looking for Jesus. Good link-up play. Jesus doing very well. Looking sleek on the balls early on. It's really good. I think it's a really good signing, actually, for Arsenal. Always been a decent striker. So having a look at the stats earlier today on Jesus, and 2 or 3 seasons ago, the man was banging in the goals when he was getting the minutes. And then obviously with the Pep roulette, minutes were getting cut and whatnot. So I think it was a good move for both clubs. I think Arsenal obviously needed it. Need a new striker. And Jesus needed a new lease on life. So fantastic move for both clubs. Zinchenko's pushing up quite high up the pitch. It's good to see. Have you guys ever noticed that oh, there's a little bit of a push in the back there. You guys ever noticed that Arteta, if Arteta had to grow his beard, his whole head would basically be the exact same shape. He has the perfect roundness by the top of his head over there with his hairline that just basically goes and falls around right to the front of his face. It would literally look like his face was upside down. So I hope for his sake that he decides never ever to grow the beard, because it wouldn't be a good look on him. I see we've got a couple of votes for a draw over here already in the poll. Guys, there's 3.5 minutes left in the poll, so make sure to get your votes in. We'll open it up again at half time, but so far it is in favour of Arsenal at 79%. And then let me know in the chat what you guys think of the scoreline, what you guys think the scoreline will end on. Partey on the ball. Zinchenko picking up a good position again. Jesus doing well, flicks the ball onto Saka, but he's offside. I think Zinchenko actually made the incorrect decision over there. He had acres of space in front of him. He should have attacked the space a bit more. A couple more votes coming in for a Palace win, 19% up at the moment. Don't forget, we do have the Predict Heroes stats on the right-hand side of the stream over here. Our algorithm picked up a 1-1 draw with it slightly in favour in terms of the home draw and away win in favour of Arsenal at a 40%. And then the both teams to score at a 60%, which I actually do like for this game. Chuck on the ball, rolls in Zinchenko. Zinchenko goes for a shot and great save there. It was a bit of a deflection off Nathaniel Klein, and Guaita manages to keep upright for as long as possible and manages to parry the ball away. Zinchenko again. Ayew does well to marshal him. Thomas Partey almost finishes one, edge of the box. Ben White keeps the ball in play but gives it away. Ben White already holding on to Zaha over there. Zaha tried to spin off of him and Ben White had his hands all over him. I'm telling you, that is the matchup to watch tonight. If Crystal Palace were clever, that would be the side they would target. I mean, Ben White naturally not a right back against Zaha, one of the trickiest wingers and one of the most irritating wingers, to be honest, in the league. He gets under strikers' skin quite often. So Zinchenko looking a little bit shaky in the first couple of minutes. A few loose balls, few loose controls, but picking up good space. So I think he'll grow into the game. Ben White attempted a crossfield ball, which actually put that side under pressure. So I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like Nathaniel Klein has been playing football in the Premier League for forever. Since I can remember, that name has just been household in the Premier League. 40 seconds left for the poll, guys. If you want to get your votes in, get your votes in now. 40 seconds left. I don't think we'll have a change in that time. Zaha picking up the ball against Ben White here. This is the interesting matchup. He goes past him. Ben White does all right. Catches him on the heel. Does all right. He didn't commit. It's good defending. That was the first time that Zaha's actually ran at him with the ball. He looked like he had him beat, but Ben White was clever. He didn't let him, didn't commit. Let the ball go. Jesus has looked quality. Absolutely quality. If you guys are watching, or if you can't manage to watch, I can just tell you, Jesus has looked quality. Little silky Brazilian. I don't think Odson, Edward, or Eze have actually even touched the ball. Thanks for the votes, guys. We do have a Arsenal win coming in at 75% from the chat, with Palace at 20 and a draw at 5. We'll revisit it at about half time, see where you guys are at with the game. But so far so good. Arsenal being in the ascendancy a little bit. Martinelli obviously missing a basically a tap-in almost, so every time Saka gets the ball, there's two Crystal Palace players on him. Definitely seeing him as the danger man. Currently, possession stats have popped up: 63% to Arsenal, 37% to Crystal Palace, with 4 attempts to nothing. And like I said, if Martinelli had just tapped that ball in like he should have, it would have been 1-0 already. Great ball in, good defending. Got to admire good defending. Odegaard hasn't been in the game very much. The two centre mids, Doucouré and Schlapp, are marshalling the ball out while to the wide areas. So Odegaard isn't getting on the ball a lot, which is quite interesting to see. He's dropping very, very deep to come and lick the ball and try and move him up the pitch. So and Edward doing well, shaking off Thomas Partey. Doesn't have many options though. Eze doing well. Held that up very well. Bringing in Zaha. Zaha just kicks the ball against the Oak's head. And ref will call a stop to play. I think it's Xhaka. Ball hit him on the side of the head. Yep. It's back up and running. No harm, no foul. Jesus doing well, shaking off two Palace defenders. A really, really good signing for Arsenal, I must admit. Very, very good. Zaha doing well, getting bumped off the ball, keeps going. Great tackle there in the middle of the park. Fantastic tackle that. I think it was Jeffrey Schlupp. Oh no, it was the new boy Decore. What a tackle that was. Just got Crystal Palace on the front foot. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, that's a tackle. Welcome to the Premier League, mate. Brilliant. Ramsdale with incredible distribution out to Zinchenko, getting Arsenal on the front foot. Brilliant, brilliant. Xhaka doing well. Ayew putting Zinchenko under pressure, which kills the move. Very, very good play. Sorry guys, just having a little bit of technical issue with regards to the game stream. It seems to be a little bit laggy at the moment. Hopefully it comes back up very, very shortly. It's always the problem, not having enough places to watch the games. Always an issue. Just want to see if it's the actual network provider or a game. I see it is still 0-0. Obviously, we do have the live score tracker on the top over here. It is live. It does refresh within a couple of seconds of the game. I think it's 20 seconds or so that I've set it to. So it will obviously keep ticking over as we go in case anything does happen. Just while I see what's happening with the stream, hopefully it comes back up shortly. There we go. We are back up and running. All right, so Crystal Palace on the attack with Zaha down the left. Unfortunately, cannot find Eze in the middle over there. Jesus tries to bring the ball out. Bit of a heavy touch. And loses it. Palace resetting into their shape. What do you guys think of the game so far? Any standout players? Anyone that you guys are keeping an eye on? You guys play fantasy? Do you guys have any players playing tonight? I think everybody, if I'm not mistaken, probably has Jesus in their team. I mean, if we if we really take it at that. Fantastic tackle there by Jordan Ayew. That's not a foul, ref. It's no foul there on Martinelli. That was a clean tackle by Ayew. Unless Decore came and caught him, that was a clean tackle. Nothing wrong with that. No, that's clean. He got the ball. He got the ball. Didn't even go through the man. He caught the man after he got the ball. That's clean. Great tackle, actually. Caught the man, yes, but not a foul. Right, we're playing again. Ben White making his way down to the right. Looking for Odegaard. Odegaard looking for options. Ben White doesn't make the run. Jesus holding it up well. Wins him corner. Arsenal corner. Let's see Saliba on corners. See if he makes a nuisance of himself. Tries to get his head to the ball. It's a well-worked training goal, and it is a goal. Martinelli with the finish. I think Zinchenko with the assist. Well-worked training ground move there. Terrible defending by Crystal Palace. Nobody picked up Zinchenko coming in around the back. Yeah, and Martinelli makes no mistake this time. It is a 1-0 Arsenal. Zaha is actually the guilty party. Let his man run, stood there and waited. Ball popped back in and straight onto Martinelli's head, who makes no mistake and finishes from point blank range. 1-0 Arsenal. Guaita almost getting the save, almost pushing it around the bar, just doesn't get enough on it. Very, very, very poor defending from a set piece by Crystal Palace over there. And it's 1-0, 20 minutes gone. 1-0 Arsenal. Now let's see if Palace come out the blocks and start getting on the front foot a little bit more. Martinelli doing well to shake off Ayew, like he wasn't even there. Xhaka holding the ball up against Anderson. Jesus doing well to recover a ball. Saka's been very quiet. I must say the whole right-hand side of the pitch for Saka down on the right wing. Jesus doing well again, shaking off one or two. He's looking really, really sharp. Jesus going in, wipes out Anderson in the process. Free kick to Crystal Palace. 50-50 ball there, nothing in that. Jesus just tried to go for the tap in and ball was unfortunately already gone. Jesus with a little grimace coming together. It is 1-0 if you've just joined us. 1-0 Arsenal Crystal Palace after 22 minutes. Very well worked training ground move there from a corner. And Zinchenko into Martinelli. And he makes no mistake after his early tap-in miss. Really well worked move. Guaita had no chance of stopping that. Didn't even recognize Gabriel. He shaved his head. I didn't even recognize him. Zaha getting extremely frustrated at the moment. Extremely frustrated with the referee. Ben White's doing very well. He's just holding him up, letting Zaha run into him, not committing, and doing very well at the moment. So kudos to him, out at the right back position, place of Tomiyasu. I don't know how long Tomiyasu's going to be out for, but Ben White's been a good deputy at the moment in the right back position. Eze just hasn't touched the ball. Watson Edward hasn't even been in the game. Like I said, the two teams lining up with the same formation, very stacked midfield. The space is out on the flanks, and they both basically moving the ball out to the flanks. So the ball's not coming through the center enough. So the guys playing through the center need to adapt a little bit and push out wide. Odegaard's doing well to stretch and play. Here comes Zaha against Ben White. Tries to find Edward, but Edward doesn't make the right movement. Ball back in. We've got a player down for Palace. I don't know if he fell funny or what exactly happened. He's attempting to get back up, and Eze puts the ball out so he can get some treatment. It's Jordan Ayew, and as soon as the ball goes out, Ayew gets up. Your team is on the attack, right? Like, just help me understand this. I need to understand this, right? Your team is on the attack. They are in the final third. You're laying on the ground. Your own team puts the ball out. And as soon as they put the ball out, you get up. And the throw-in is for the other team. And what does the other team do? Of course, they boot it down to the keeper. No. I'll never understand it. I'll never ever understand it. If I was the manager, if I was Patrick Vieira, I'd be pulling out my Vicks as well, rubbing it on my shirt over here because it's about fight mode time. Fight mode time, I tell you. That must be so frustrating as the team on the attack and your teammate is doing that. Ref's letting a couple of little 50-50 tackles go, but I think the cards are going to start to come out soon. Zaha getting frustrated, very, very frustrated. You can just see him going in. Zinchenko in the wrong position. He was so far central, it wasn't even funny, and even Xhaka had to turn around to look for where he was. He kind of killed that move, but the Arsenal have another corner. They scored a goal from their first one. Zaha culpable for not tracking Zinchenko. So let's see what happens with this one. Another training ground move, or not sure. So let's see exactly what happens here. They're lining up slightly differently. And there's all the Palace fans in the background going boo. Guaita comes with a strong punch. Great head back in there by Ben White. Martinelli with the ball out on the right, on the left, sorry. I think the cards in this game, I think Zaha and I think Ayew are probably the two to keep an eye out for cards. I think I'm actually going to pop that in the chat. For Ayew and Zaha, I definitely think those two are going to end this game, at least with a yellow card. It's only 27 minutes at the moment, and both of them are looking a bit frustrated, coming in at the back. So we'll see. I think potentially Anderson as well from Crystal Palace centre back. He's had a few niggles at the back of the players when the ball comes into the feet. So Ramsdale just attempted to clear the ball and kicked it straight into Eze. which puts Crystal Palace on the attack. Eze with the ball in, floats it to the back post. Zaha with the attempted shot that gets blocked by Ben White, and the ball goes out for a corner. Ramsdale looking a little bit sheepish over there. Shocking. Shockers. That is so dangerous. So unnecessarily dangerous. And even there, Gabriel trying to play the ball up the field. You know, there's a line drawn between arrogance and oh, okay. Apparently it's a goal kick or an offside, I think, because he's not taking the ball from the usual spot, so it must be a offside. I can't hear the commentary, so just making the assumption. But there has to be a line drawn somewhere between confidence and arrogance, and I think sometimes my problem with Ramsdale is that he is on the side of arrogance more than confidence too many times, and it's situations like that that really bring it to light. It's a decent keeper, but I think his downfall is arrogance more than confidence. So let's see how the rest of the game goes after that little slip. He'll obviously come back from it. I mean, he's a proper professional, but just something to keep an eye on when he gets the ball to feet. He's got the ball to feet now. And he's trying to run the ball out. He's trying to run the ball out, and he almost loses it again. That's twice now. Plus now the ball's just been booted out. Twice now that Ramsdale has come under pressure, doesn't get rid of the ball, doesn't clear it upfield, doesn't have options pushing on the left and right backs, pushing down into the space to open it up. Again, it's this arrogance of him trying to just, you know, be the best, which there's nothing wrong with it, but rather be confident in what you're doing, especially after you almost slipped up. The next ball that comes to your feet, make a solid pass. Get that ball, stop it first time pass it out to a player's feet. Get your confidence going again. Don't try and dribble out from the back. Palace coming into the game a little bit more. Zinchenko doing well against Ayew. Still doing well against Ayew. Ayew doing well. Eze dropping extremely deep to come and get this ball. So 30 minutes gone in the game so far. 1-0 to Arsenal. If you didn't manage to see the goal, very well worked training ground routine from a corner kick. Zinchenko making the late run into the box, the far post, heads it back in, and of all people it falls at the head of Martinelli, probably one of the shortest oaks on the field, who taps it in and makes no mistake of it. He did miss an earlier chance, which was literally a tap in from a meter out, so he made up for it definitely. So stats are up, 5 attempts, 2 on target for Arsenal, 0 attempts still for Crystal Palace. Zaha looking extremely frustrated. Here he is on the left, trying to take on Ben White, but Saka comes back and helps him out. Absolutely brilliant play there by Saka. I think I'd be extremely frustrated if I was playing on a team with Zaha, though. I must admit, he's a wildfire. He'll light the pitch on fire. You know, one game, and then the next 5, he's like the most frustrating teammate because he knows he's the most talented on the pitch for Crystal Palace, and instead of just, you know, working it with his teammates, he wants to be a one-man army. It's very much like a bit like Saint Maximin as well from Newcastle. Brilliantly talented, but you know, they're never going to play for the likes of the Real Madrids and things. A great move here by Arsenal. Odegaard can't do much. Jesus plays in Saka. What can Saka do? Good defending by Tyreek Mitchell. Great defending by Tyreek Mitchell. And he wins a free kick up against two players, Jesus and Saka combining. But Tyreek Mitchell comes away with the ball. Brilliant play there by the young man. Yeah, here's the replay of the goal. And just shocking defending. Odsonne Edouard standing there watching Martinelli, who's like knee-high to a duck, get the ball and hit the ball in. Zaha looks over his shoulder at Zinchenko, watches Zinchenko run and doesn't track. Just culpable, basically, of that goal. Vieira won't be happy with that. Xhaka's playing exceptionally high up the pitch. It's quite interesting to actually see. But doing well, actually, for his team. He's actually been a really good outlet in between the two holding midfielders for Crystal Palace. So, long ball forward, well dealt with by Saliba. And was that a handball? Was there a handball there? Are you on the ball? Saliba attempted to clear the ball and it came down and Gabriel let the ball bounce, which we all know is criminal. And it basically hits his hand and moved away from Jeff Schlupp, I think. Or no, sorry, it's the Odsonne Edouard. I mean, it takes the ball away. It's accidental, but it took the ball away from Edward trying to bring the ball down. So I'm surprised not much of a look in at that. Game is continued, so no penalty to Crystal Palace, but terrible defending. We all know it's criminal. Never, ever let the ball bounce. Always ensure that you get everything on the ball that you can to clear it out. There's Ayew with the little nibble. Like I said in the chat, I can see the cards incoming for Ayew and Zaha. Ref has just warned Ayew and I think Zinchenko as well for mouthing off. So those are the two cards to keep an eye on at this present point in time. The other option is Anderson as well, the centre back for Palace. He's been nibbling a little bit at the back of the heels of the Arsenal players when they're playing the ball into feet. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on. Martinelli, Xhaka with the late run into the box. And Zinchenko clears it for a throw into Crystal Palace. 36 minutes gone. Couple more till half time. And we'll go through a couple of player ratings and sort of see where we're at. Maybe what we can do is we can have a look potentially at some live football predictions during the halftime interval. We'll pop on over to the Predict Heroes web app, do a couple of live predictions for maybe for some of the Premier League games tomorrow. Have a look at some of those or some of the games that you guys would like. Great defending there by Anderson. Fantastic defending by Anderson. He just got a heel to that. There's Zaha with the little nibble again on Ben White. Zaha's definitely the one to watch out for the cards. Thomas Partey leaning on Eze. Ref doesn't see anything wrong with it. Game carries on. Odegaard's been extremely quiet. Odegaard and Eze, both sort of playing in that attacking mid role, have been very quiet today. They're both just sort of getting played out of the game. Martinelli here's Anderson again, nibbling at the back of the feet. Nibbling. Those are ones to watch for the cards, guys. Definitely. Great clearance there by Gabriel. Fantastic clearance. Cool to see Makuru Money. running around the advertising board with the South African flag, the Zim flag. I think I saw bots as well there. It's pretty cool too. It's always cool to see countries being represented overseas. Ayu with no options, throwing his hands up in the air. They're getting frustrated, the Palace players. Very, very frustrated. Anderson with a big switch out to Zaha. What a switch that was. That was to new boy Dekure actually, not to Zaha. And Partey gives away the free kick in slightly dangerous position. A bit too far up for a shot potentially, but that was actually Saka that gave away the free kick. Little kick at Zaha's leg, and Zaha's up and in the ref's face, as he usually is. So definitely see a card incoming for him, gents. If you're going to jump on anything, maybe jump on card there. But Anderson with a beautiful switch out over there. I think Eze's on the free kick. Very talented player, this actually. Very, very talented. It's a great free kick. Unfortunately, into a space with no Crystal Palace players. Anderson with a cross back in, and the Palace players are standing on their heels. It'll be the story of the day. As soon as players are just sitting on their laurels waiting for things to happen, that's when it makes it easy for the opposition. I still don't think Palace have had a shot or even an attempt, whether it be on target or not. Is they doing well, drifting past players? Is they doing very well? Unfortunately, just cannot get the ball out to Ayu. Again, not enough players. There comes Zaha back. And is that going to be the card for Zaha? Oh, little bit sneaky here, gents. Sneaky. Like I said to you at the beginning of the game, here's the one to watch. Ben White versus Wolf Zaha. Extremely close one to watch. I think either both of them are going to get a card, or at least one of them. I do think Wolf will get one, but there, Ben White, that could have easily been a card. Simply been a card. I think if he had actually dummied that ball and gone past, the ref would have booked White for stopping the advantage through. Possession in the last 10 is 60% to Palace and 40%. My goodness, what a save. Fantastic save. First attempt on target for Crystal Palace. Odsonne-Edouard arriving late with the header. Ramsdale does well. That was a comfortable height for the keeper down to his right. But fantastic play there by Anderson again. Anderson really becoming sort of a creator here for Palace. So Odsonne-Edouard getting a bit of a kick in the face there from White as well, to be honest. Yeah, he literally got a boot to the head. And Ramsdale does well though. Comfortable height though, down to his right. 42 minutes gone. 3 to play plus extra time. And then half time we'll run through a couple of the predictions. Maybe for tonight's or tomorrow night's games. So far so good. Decent game this. Ramsdale comes and claims. So Palace obviously registering their first attempt at the moment. 41 minutes gone before they managed to register their first attempt. It's a really good one. They could have actually finished with it. Jesus has gone a bit quiet in the half, but he starts it off incredibly. He was just gliding past the players like they weren't even there. So Arsenal need to get the ball a little bit into him. but Palace are doing well just to get on the ball a little bit. This Ben White Wolf Zaha is the match up to monitor. There's yellow, it just has yellow cards written all over it. I think come second half, you're going to see by 60 minutes, they're both just going to have a yellow card. Xhaka getting a bit lucky there. I think he took Eze's leg and the ball. There's a tackle from Schlapp on Odegaard. Bit messy at the moment. Ben White overlapping. Nice tackle there. And that was a dive. That is a dive from Xhaka. And there comes the first card of the half. Xhaka with the card. First card of the season. And it obviously goes to Xhaka. And he's a little... You should actually go and attempt to join the diving team. That is horrible. That's actually disgusting. There's no place for that. No place for that. Should actually be pretty much embarrassed by that, to be honest with you. Should really go and join the synchronized diving team. I hear the Olympics are not that far away. Maybe he can, maybe he'll be a better diver than a footballer, because to be honest, he ain't the greatest footballer. Another beautiful swing out by attempt by Anderson. He really plays those very well from sort of right centre back into the left wing, usually to Wolf. Zaha on the ball. Saliba going down well. Probably shouldn't have committed, but he does come away with the ball. Zaha on the ball again, up against two players. And Thomas Partey on the edge of the box blocks him off. Yeah, I think if that wasn't a close penalty call, I think the ref would have given that anywhere else on the pitch, to be honest with you. Gabriel. Xhaka trying to play a great ball, but Anderson reads it very well. Well done. That was really good defending. Are you running at Xhaka? He finds Odson Edward. Edward tries to get the shot away. He still got it. And it goes just over for a corner. Crystal Palace get the corner. Very good play. Saliba actually read that really well. And Xhaka manages to get the block. Saliba read that very well. It was good defending. Gabriel overcommitted a little bit too early. And we have a free kick corner for Crystal Palace. Last kick of the game, most likely. And the ball goes out for what I can only imagine is a clearance, and that is half time, everybody. That indeed is half time. So I think what we're going to do now is we can maybe flick back to a little bit of some football predictions and run through a couple of those, shall we, while we're at it. Fantastic. All right, so obviously for those of you who have been around for a while, you do know about Predict Heroes and what we are all about. I can tell you one thing, that we are currently finishing up and finalizing our brand new web app and new website. It is going to be absolutely fantastic. It comes with a whole new algorithm, an enhanced algorithm, a whole bunch of new games, new features, and a really nice player comparison tool for the FPL fanatics out there as well. So let's maybe just while it's halftime in the game, Okay, so while it's half time, we will run through a couple of the predictions for tomorrow. So if you guys do want any, just drop it in the chat. We'll start with a couple of the Premier League predictions. Let's go and have a look. A couple of the games, Everton, Chelsea, that should be a banger. All right, so this game basically is kicking off. Remember, all of our times are at GMT +2, so 6:30 tomorrow evening. Everton versus Chelsea, 76% chance of an away win to Chelsea, 15% chance of a draw, and 9% chance for Everton. So firmly in favour of a Chelsea win. And in terms of goal lines, a 2-0 followed by a 3-0 followed by a 2-1 with all the scores in favour of Chelsea. Having a look at the outcomes in the markets, a 66% chance of over 2.5 goals, and both teams to score coming in at 50%. With Everton without Dominic Calvert-Lewin, with selling Richarlison, I honestly cannot see Everton scoring a goal against Chelsea tomorrow. So yeah, I think I agree with the picks that have come out of here. In terms of Everton league-wise, they're pretty smack bang on average, scoring on average 1.45 goals a game and conceding 1.24 goals a game, with Chelsea going quite far over the average at 1.9 average goals scored and only conceding 0.77. So obviously Chelsea being a top table team and Everton being all right at home. This is obviously very much based off of last season, due to the fact that there is no games on. There hasn't been any games yet in the Premier League in the 2022-23 season. So at this present point in time, firmly in favour of Chelsea, and I personally can't see it any other way. Let's hop over to the Fulham-Liverpool game. The one thing that we are introducing with our algorithm is definitely surrounding new team promotions. We're going to incorporate a little bit of a ELO in it as well, because what you can obviously see is that Fulham last season were incredible, averaging 2 goals a game at home, and Liverpool averaging 2.33 goals at home. So lots of goals in this. Lots of goals, expecting a 3-1 followed by a 3-2 followed by a 2-1. I would probably more hinge on going with like a sort of a 3-0, 3-1 and potentially a 4-1 type of a situation. I think Liverpool will just be too much for Fulham. Over 2.5 at 91% and both teams to score at 83%. Obviously, this is based off of Fulham's rapport last season. But I do really like the over 2.5 for the Liverpool game tomorrow. All right, and then let's maybe have a look at Spurs versus Southampton. We do have this firmly in favour of a Spurs win, coming in at 89% with a draw coming in at 7%. So firmly in favour of a Spurs win. In terms of the expected scorelines, a 4-0 followed by a 4-1 followed by a 5-0. So an absolute thrashing we are expecting in favour of Spurs over Southampton. And looking at the outcomes, a 93% chance of over 2.5 goals. So really good looking stats over there. If we just want to check here the records at the moment, Spurs with 2.18 average goals and their home team goals conceded coming in only at 1. So very nice home record for Spurs. Their away team goals scored for Southampton 1.29, so below the league average, as well as the away team goals conceded is over 2. So you can see exactly why we're expecting quite a lot of goals in this one, especially for Spurs. And I think we can probably expect a really good Son and Kane link up here. All right, let's maybe jump over and just have a look at some of the other leagues that we do obviously have In here, we've basically got everything that you guys could want. Let's check a couple of the League One games. We do have Clermont Foot versus Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously firmly in favor of PSG, coming in at 89% and a draw coming in at 7%. Right, so very firmly in favor of a PSG win. Let's have a look at the score lines. Expecting a thrashing by PSG over Clermont Foot. And let's go and have a look at the stats. So at the moment, we can see Clermont Foot only scoring 1.39 goals a game on average, and conceding under the league average, though, at 1.32. So not bad defensively, but could be a lot better. And in terms of PSG, scoring 2.57 goals a game and conceding 1.3. So we can see PSG packing a few away against Clermont Foot. Let's have a look at the Strasbourg and Monaco game. Don't forget, guys, just head on over to predict-heroes.com. It is free. It is a web app, and you guys can literally do exactly what we're doing for basically every game, any day that you do want. So looking at the outcomes over here, we do have pretty much split odds. We've got a 42% chance of a Monaco win and a 33% chance of a Strasbourg win. With, in terms of the score lines, a 1-1 most likely, followed by a 2-1 for Monaco, followed by a 1-0 for Monaco as well. And then let's maybe hop on over while we're here. Hop on over. If you guys do want to see any specific games, let me know in the chat, and I will gladly run through a couple of the games. But let's have a look in the Bundesliga, what exactly is happening here. We do have Dortmund versus Leverkusen. Expecting a lot of goals. Having a look down here, we do have 2.78 goals scored a game by Dortmund and conceding 1.59. Well, Leverkusen slightly less goals on the expected front at 2.25 scored and a 1.55 on the concede front. So basically slightly better defensively, but basically we've got two matchups going against each other, and taking a look at the over 2.5 and the both teams to score, we're really expecting a lot of goals in this game. So that should be a really good one to go for if you guys are looking at an over 2.5 market. Dortmund versus Leverkusen. We will probably do a video for that game tomorrow on the TikTok channel, so do make sure to head on over there. All right, let's maybe have a look at the Augsburg versus Freiburg game. We do have this in favor of the away team, Freiburg, at a 73% chance. Checking out the scorelines, we do have a 2-0 as most likely, followed by a 2-1, followed by a 3-0. Obviously all in favor of Freiburg. And in terms of the outcomes, we do have a 88% chance of an over 1.5 and a 70% chance of over 2.5. Should be a bagger of a game. I think we can maybe do one or two more, and then we will head back on over to the Arsenal Palace game, and we'll open up a new poll based on the first half, what you guys think the final result will be. So let's maybe just have a look at one more game. Is there any games coming out of Spain potentially? No, they haven't started yet. Italy have got a couple, but it is Coppa Italia. No real big teams in that. Let's maybe go back and just have a look at a game coming. Let's have a look in the Eredivisie. Always a good league to have a look at in terms of goals and expected outcomes. Eindhoven. Let's have a look at with Utrecht. Let's have a quick look at the Utrecht game. So we do have it slightly in favor of Utrecht at a 51%, following with a draw at 28%. In terms of scorelines, a 1-0 followed by a 1-1 followed by a 0-0. And in terms of the outcomes, a 62% chance of over 1.5 and a 35% chance of over 2.5. It's not bad. We basically, if you have a look at the stats down the bottom over here, we do have two teams going hammer and tongs defensively, very, very good defensively, not so great in attack. So we basically are expecting a very, very equal, non-lively game out of these two. Right, guys, and on that note, I think we are going to hop back on over to our watch along, where we are going to pick up where we left off in terms of the game. Let's see how it goes. Just going to refresh my stream over here, bring it up. The game should be starting relatively soon. Have you guys found the first half? Anything out of the ordinary that you've spotted? Anything interesting that you've spotted as well? We'll open up the poll for the second half and see how it goes. But it is 1-0 at halftime. Martinelli with the goal from the corner. A little bit of a contentious moment, I must say. Ball coming out of the air and hitting Gabriel on the hand, which took the ball away from Edwards' foot. Could have been looked at by VAR. I don't know if it was, but it seems like it was ignored and played on. It was accidental, but you know, I've seen things given for less, so we'll see how it goes. The fact that it did take the ball away from the player is a bit of a problem. I see the Arsenal players are back on the pitch, so getting ready for the second half at Selhurst Park here. Great full crowd this evening. Arsenal in the pink, playing from, what would this be, right to left or left to right? We'll see what the camera angle is. They're playing right to left first half, so must be left to right this half. And Palace coming in the blue and red, playing from right to left in the second half. All right, so second half is up. Let's see how it goes. I'd like to see Odegaard on the ball a little bit more this half. Nice little turn there by Ayew against Zinchenko. Tyrick Mitchell has done extremely well against Saka. He's kept him extremely quiet, so it's good to see. Zaha not happy there. Ben White was a bit hard on him. Only one card in the first half to Xhaka for an Olympic swimming pool dive, and the shot goes wide, deflected out for a corner from Jeffrey Schlupp, and it is a corner to Crystal Palace early on. Anderson with another ping out, and great take there by Ayew. I think Ayew has probably had a bit of the beating of Zinchenko, but I think Ben White has probably had the beating of. Ooh, Ramsdale spills a ball from a corner. Edward just unfortunately cannot wrap his foot around it. Ramsdale pings the ball up and they let it bounce, but Jesus does extremely well and manages to shake off the Palace defender and secure the ball for his team. Great centre forward play that. I'd like to see the first 10 minutes. Xhaka down again. This time a free kick. Nathaniel Klein coming in from the back. Zaha standing in the middle of nowhere from a free kick. I'm not sure if he learned his lesson from the corner. He was definitely culpable for the corner that ended up being a goal. So let's see if he's maybe learned his lesson a bit. Ball goes straight through. Mitchell up against Saka. Saka with a great cross in, but Anderson is there again to clear. Zaha not, I don't know. Like I was saying in the first half, I would hate to be Zaha's teammate. Hate it. I just don't feel like he puts himself out there enough. I don't think he fights for his team enough. I think he's a little bit of a show pony, to be honest. Talented, don't get me wrong. Extremely talented, but I think he's a bit of a show pony. Nice there by Nathaniel Klein, just stepping past. Tries to clip the ball over, but he is pulled from the back as well. Off balance. No foul. There's a throw in. Oh, foul was given. Apologies. Ben White doing well again against Zaha. Zaha really not offering too much, to be honest. It's just not, the effort just doesn't seem to be there. Oof. Mitchell just pings the ball back in the middle of the park and there's nobody there from, oh, and there we go. Odson Edward getting a little bit frustrated. Threw his arms up about 5 minutes ago. Ball didn't come through to him when he expected it to, so just now came back and clipped Xhaka for no real reason, to be honest. Odegaard with the attempt, deflected out for a corner kick. Right, so Palace 2 corners versus Arsenal's 3. 1-0 Arsenal's 50 minutes gone at this present point in time. Saka with the corner. Cleared out well again by Anderson. And well done there to Jordan Ayew. Ayew's really put himself out the pitch. Odson Edward on his motorbike. Ayew with a bit of a slow ball played into him, and Arsenal basically get their whole team back behind the ball. Nathaniel Klein does well though. Gets the ball back, recovers it. Zaha with a beautiful ball. And there's a... Zaha just played an absolutely magnificent ball through. Absolutely magnificent. And Eze just scuffed it. One-on-one with the keeper and he scuffed it. So, but they're getting into good chance. But Zaha, unbelievable pass that. Absolutely quality pass that. Just unfortunately, as they just, I don't know, scuffed the ball, couldn't finish. So, fantastic play there though. And yeah, ball just gets pinged forward and out for a goal kick. I mean, this pass is just, it's just beautiful. It really is a beautiful pass, and Eze just scuffs his shot and passes it into the keeper. I don't understand. He had the whole goal, the entire goal, and he can't finish. And it's things like that you just cannot let happen. It's a great tackle there by new boy Check Decore. Zaha on his bike. Okay, Zaha up against Ben White. These are the challenges we want to see. Zaha running at Ben White into the box. Ben White, did that hit his hand? Zaha goes again. And Saliba with a brilliant tackle. But Zaha had Ben White in stitches there, but Saliba comes across and does what he's paid to do and kicks the hell out of the player at the same time. So it really did. It bounced up off of White's boot onto his hand, but I mean, the guy can't do anything. But Saliba with a fantastic tackle. I really think Arsenal are very lucky to have Saliba back. I think Marseille were really hoping to have him for another season. I think they actually thought they were going to have him for another season. Great defender. So it's actually really good for them. He's one of those that goes out on loan, comes back straight into the first team, and I can't see him leaving. Ben White's had a good game, don't get me wrong. If I was to drop anyone between Saliba, Ben White, and Gabriel, I'd be dropping Gabriel, to be honest. Ben White's looked really, really sharp. And Saliba's looked really good. Gabriel's already had one or two nervy moments, so if I was to drop anyone, it would actually probably be Gabriel. New haircuts and all. Here's Zinchenko on the ball. Great tackle there. That was a decent pass by Xhaka. Martinelli just could not get on the end of it, and it was really good covering again by Nathaniel Klein. He's been absolutely fantastic today, to be honest with you. Really, really good play by Nathaniel Klein today. And there's Gabriel almost with giving the ball away to Otton Edward again. I'd like to see Mateta come on a little bit for Palace. I think it would be nice to see. Saka gets a lucky bounce and Tyrick Mitchell goes into the back of him, brings him down. Bit of a dangerous place for a free kick to give away a free. Let's see what comes of it. Tyrick Mitchell's been brilliant though today. I must say he's been absolutely fantastic. Martinelli and Odegaard over the ball. Odegaard looks for the in-swinger and looks far more primed to hit this. Martinelli's looking a bit distracted. It is Odegaard. He goes for goal and it is just past the keeper's left-hand post. I think taking into account the poor defending from the corner in the first half, probably should have swung that into the back post and waited for one of his players to get their head on it. Oh, Tyrick Mitchell. Guaita does well. Eze does well. Shakes off Thomas Partey, but Ben White covers. Great positioning there. Gui clears out for a corner. Arsenal have another corner. probably a sucker in swinger. And here we go. Here's Mateta. Like I was asking for, we get to see Mateta coming onto the pitch. Saka swings it in. Great clearance there. And Zaha hoops it upfield. No one really chasing. Odson Edward pushing. Ramsdale. Yeah. Ramsdale's distribution, he had one really good pass, and the rest of the time he's, I don't know, played for the opposition, I suppose. But here comes big boy Mateta. On for Odson Edward. These two could be twins. Let me tell you something. They go to the same barber. Really, they literally have the same haircut. I'm not even making this up. These folks literally look like twins on a race. When one gets tired, the other one pops out the bush. It's absolutely fantastic. Let's see if Mateta can do something. Really good player as well. Odson Edward didn't get in the game enough. So let's see if Mateta can make himself a bit of a nuisance. I want to see Zaha running a little bit more at Ben White. I want to see Saka running a bit more at Tyreek Mitchell. Both players have like barely done anything wrong. Tyreek Mitchell and Ben White. They've been really good. Jesus doing well against Gui. He's got Odegaard. Can Odegaard finish? Odegaard, what are you... Oh my God. Odegaard tries to go and pass a ball when he should just shot. It was him and the keeper. He tried to pass the ball. It was unbelievable. But Jesus did extremely well. Wins this ball off Gui. Gives it back in, and Odegaard just tries to beat Martinelli instead of hitting the ball first time. Yeah, Jesus shaking his head like, what the hell are you doing? That was a bit poor, unfortunately there. Especially if you own Jesus and in fantasy, you could have had an assist there. There we go. As expected, Ben White versus Zaha. It was always going to happen. Ben White gets the card, pulling Wolf down. Wolf with the run in behind, and Ben White pulls him down. 60 minutes played, so still 30 minutes to go. I think if Zaha just keeps running at Ben White, he can basically draw Saliba out, because Saliba's going to have to come and help Ben White, which should open up a little bit of space for Mateta. So if I was Patrick Vieira and Crystal Palace, that's all I'd be doing, is just pinging the ball down on the left-hand side. It takes Saka out of play because he needs to come back and assist covering. It takes Saliba out of place because he needs to push across to actually keep covering. Ben White's in a little bit of trouble now, and I think he's done well for the 60 minutes, but now he's in a bit of trouble. And Crystal Palace get another corner. Saliba covering well again. He's been brilliant. He's been brilliant. Gabriel's been a little bit out of position at times today, but Saliba's been absolutely fantastic to watch. So Ben White on a yellow. Zaha got a little bit of confidence after the second half. He doesn't look as frustrated. Anderson keeps it alive. Oh my goodness. I don't know what just happened over there. Anderson kept the ball alive. Ball managed to ping back. I think it was off of Gabriel. Pings back. Ramsdale just puts his hand up, manages to palm the ball out of the goal. It was almost an own goal, if I'm not mistaken. But there was an offside. Yeah, there was an offside. Yep. Gabriel literally tried to clear the ball and sliced it and almost put it in his own net. But it wouldn't have counted because it was offside. But yeah, like I said just now, Saliba, White, Gabriel. I would be dropping Gabriel and keeping White and Saliba. They've been really good today. Man down there. Martinelli's down on the left-hand side. Ben White running at Zaha, goes past Zaha, gives it to Saka. Saka swings it back, and Anderson is there to clear. Eze playing with the ball at the top of the box. Don't do that. Anderson very cool, calm, and collected. Gives it up. Mateta's trying to go for it. There's nothing he can do. He's so isolated up the top there. Gabriel's really been shaky tonight. Hasn't looked great. Saliba's looked really, really good, I must say. Nice little ping cross. Great ball in there. Here we go. Saka versus... And Tyrick Mitchell manages to, I don't know, put Saka off. And Saka can't find Odegaard. And Palace come away with the ball. 62 minutes gone. And it's still 1-0 to Arsenal. Palace haven't... They've had chances. They've had their chances. I mean, Eze should have finished, without a doubt. Anderson's been pinging the ball from the back beautifully this whole game. He just overhit one now, but in general, he's been really putting it into dangerous areas and getting Palace on the front foot. I think he's really been one of Palace's best players, Anderson. Done well defensively. Passes have been fantastic. Ramsdale has been a bit dodge. I don't know. He always just reminds me of he's over arrogant almost. Ref stops the play and gives Nathaniel Klein a yellow card for that tackle, I think, on Martinelli just now. I didn't see it because it sort of happened off the ball. I just saw Martinelli end up in a heap, so not really sure what happened there, but ref has stopped the play and given Klein a yellow card. I'll see if it was worth it or not, but Klein's been fantastic as well today. He's really kept Martinelli quiet. Yeah, it's a yellow card. He just kind of went straight through the back of Martinelli there. It's unnecessary. I want to see a little bit more Saka versus Tyrick Mitchell, and a little bit more Zaha up against Ben White. Those are the ones that I really want to see. And there's Ramsdale again, just kicking the ball away. I don't understand. Generally, his distribution is pretty good, but today he's had one decent ball out from the back. Other than that, his distribution's been pretty shocking, to be honest with you. He almost gave a goal away by kicking the ball against Eze. He then tried to dribble. The next time he got the ball to his feet, he tried to dribble out from the back. The rest of the passes have just been a little bit suspect, to be honest. So, here's Mitchell up against Saka. I think new boy Doucouré for Crystal Palace is feeling the effects. He's not moving smoothly enough. I think there needs to be a bit of a change there. It's a great ball out. Unfortunately, doesn't find the man. Zinchenko doing really well. Unfortunately, just cannot get his pass away, but really doing well just to break up play there in the middle of the park. Xhaka filling in for Zinchenko on the left back position while he's out. That's actually an interesting thing to watch. I've seen it a couple of times. When Zinchenko pushes into the middle of the park to sort of break up play, Xhaka sort of drops in and covers, which is good, working for your team. I'm not a fan of the Oak, but, you know. There's a chance. Jeff Schlupp, unfortunately. Great block in there. I think it was Partey. Tyrick Mitchell. Wolf Zaha. Turn and run at him, boy. Turn and run at him. He's on a yellow. He's on a yellow. Anderson's distribution is insane. Let me just tell you something. He's insane. Tyrick Mitchell going up against Ben White there. Ben White does well. But no, he doesn't. He gives it to Eze in a dangerous position. Wolf Zaha gets the ball back. Saka there with a bit of a flick of the leg. Takes out Wolf. But Ben White's on ice, eh? Let me tell you something. 66 minutes gone. He's done really well. He is on a yellow, up against one of the trickiest players in the league, I think Arteta would be silly not to take him off or move him infield to take over from Gabriel. Gabriel's been horrible. Take Gabriel off. Is it with the cross? It's too deep and Ramsdale drops but collects. Ramsdale hasn't been great today. I'm not going to lie to you. You can't even say that he saved a one-on-one. He did, but I mean, Eze passed it into him, so I can't say he's been fantastic. I don't know who Arsenal have on their bench in order to cover, but I would really get Ben White off or move Ben White infield where he's not going to get run at by Wolf Zaha. Otherwise, he can find himself in a severely precarious situation. And it's going to draw Saliba out of position, which is going to open up space for Mateta. And if anything does happen, that's going to be the way that Crystal Palace is going to score. So Palace just need to keep pumping it down the left-hand side of the pitch. That is where their space is. That is where the options are. That's exactly where they'll find the opportunities. There he is again. White does well though. Like I said, he's played extremely well. He really has played extremely well. Jesus just got absolutely bullied by Anderson. Anderson has had an incredible game. Really good game. So we've got a few yellow cards out. Xhaka on a yellow. Ben White on a yellow. Very niggly at the moment. 69 minutes gone. Jesus has been decent. Oh, that's a fantastic ball there. First time Saka's got around Tyrick Mitchell the whole game and he can't do anything. Mitchell with a fantastic recovery. Mitchell's had a brilliant game as well. Cannot argue with him. This is the first time that Saka's managed to get on the outside of Mitchell, but Mitchell does well just to lean on him a little bit, and Saka blasts the ball over. So no real threat there. Minutes left, plus whatever extra time there is. Anderson, let me just tell you, this Anderson's pings out crossfield balls are something of a marvel. They are brilliant, like impeccable. Yeah, if you haven't watched the game, just do yourself a favor and just go and somebody will make a compilation of it. I can guarantee you. Now, what a ball. Oh, just a bit too heavy. Nice idea, though. Nice idea there. Jeff Schlupp gives the ball through. Zaha just a little bit overhit. Ramsdale comes and clears up. But a great little pass there on the inside. Jesus is getting irritated with Anderson. Anderson is like a fly on shit. Excuse my French, but that's exactly what he is. On Jesus. He just won't leave him alone. He's really had a great game. I know they're losing 1-0, but it's really been one of the standout performers in my eyes. Tyrick Mitchell doing well again against Saka. I think Mitchell's been really good. He's kept Saka quiet. He's done his job very, very effectively. He hasn't even been getting that much help from the midfield, but he's just done his job so well. What a ball across the box. Zaha here against Ben White. Ben White's looking for some help. Gets a bit of a deflection. Ball comes out. Jeff Schlapp has it on the edge of the box. Pushes it back. Looking for the pass maestro, who is Anderson. I mean, at this present point in time, even with them losing, I don't know what's happened here. Check the Kure seems to be down. Like I was saying about 10 minutes ago, he looked dead on his feet. I think Palace need to have a look at making a couple of changes. Get some extra legs in the midfield over there. It's not like Palace aren't having chances. They're creating a lot more in the second half. So see how it goes. Just looking at some ratings at the moment. Currently, Joachim Andersen is sitting pretty as man of the match level 8 rating. And just behind him is Zinchenko, coming in at 7.7 with his assist. So very decent play. Ben White coming in third at a 7.3, but definitely Joachim Andersen has been fantastic this entire game. His passing has just been unreal, so very interesting. Okay, and here's the changes. Milivojevic is coming on, I'm assuming, for Czech Decore. The change probably should have been made about 10 minutes earlier. Anderson upset that Gabriel has played that ball out. The funniest part is I don't even think Gabriel was attempting to play that ball out for a throw in. He's just been shockers the whole day, to be honest. Shockers. Patrick Vieira looking for some options. Milivojevic is a decent sub. Will allow for Jeff Schlapp, who's been getting into the game a lot more, to push up the field a little bit better. So that's going to be that's a good change. I think it should have maybe come about 7 minutes earlier, but you know, it's football. It only takes one chance. Nathaniel Klein playing up Eze. I think Eze got a little bit of a clip there by Zinchenko. Well defended though. Pushed Palace back to the edge of their box. Tyreek Mitchell also had a really good game, I think. Him and Saka have been... yeah, he's basically marked Saka out the game. Very underrated when players do that. There's another ball by Joachim Andersen. It's another fantastic one. Puts Arsenal under pressure. Well done by Gabriel though there. Really good play. Goyi does well there, taking Odegaard out the game. Mateta linking in Ayu. Ayu looking for the late run of Zaha. Mateta tries to... and it gets cleared by Thomas Partey. Bit of a foul there by Mateta on Gabriel. Mateta's a big lad, eh? Sure. It's a good ball that by Ayu. Not bad. Gabriel kind of just fell to the floor. I really don't think Gabriel's had a great game. I think Yeah, I think he's been a little bit poor, to be honest. Nathaniel Klein with a throw in. 77 minutes gone, 13 minutes to play, plus whatever extra time there is. There's a couple of subs, few injuries, so probably sitting at about 3 to 4 minutes of extra time at this present point in time. We'll open up the poll at about 80 minutes for your man of the match. Zaha does really well up against Thomas Partey, up against Ben White, and Saliba does come across and cover tackle. Like I said, what's going to happen is Ben White's going to get taken out the game, and Saliba's going to have to draw a cross, which is now going to open up space for the likes of Mateta. So if Palace were clever, this would be what they would be doing. Attacking that left-hand flank, drawing Ben White, which is going to draw Saliba across, because Ben White on that yellow can't do anything. He can't commit too hard, especially with Zaha with the quick feet. So that's going to be Palace's way in. Ball in the through to the midfield, and then play in the likes of Mateta. There's another ball by Joachim Anderson. These balls are insane, guys. I'm not even going to lie. It's incredible. He's been giving Ben White more problems than Zaha has with these balls. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. This is what Maguire hopes to be one day. Joachim Anderson. Remember the name. Eze with a nice little quick turn there past Xhaka. Zinchenko does well though, just to step up and push Eze back that little bit, and then drop back into position. Zaha. See, Ben White's just holding off. He can't commit. The yellow card's a problem. But Arsenal have their whole team back. Even Jesus is back on the edge of the box defending. Zinchenko up. Ayew against Zinchenko. I think it's time for Palace actually to replace Jordan Ayew, to be honest with you. I don't think he offers Palace enough. I think they need another tricky winger like a Zaha on the other side. Jeff Schlupp on the ball. Can he play a killer pass through? Eze really trying to get involved here. Tyreek Mitchell. Oof, Mateta almost blasts the ball back at Eze. Eze does well to control it though. Palace playing well, they being patient. Ayew doing very well. Just as I say that Arsenal needed another tricky winger. There was a bit of a hold back there, eh, by Xhaka. Little bit of a hold. Held him up and made Ayew reach for that ball. I think that's in the middle of the park. That's given. Ben White getting... Oh my goodness. Ball just gets flashed across the box. Ball back in. Oh, and Ayew cannot get his head to it. Ben White almost clipped Zaha over there. That's all Palace need to do. Attack, attack, attack on Ben White's side. I'm telling you now, that is where their options will come from. 81 minutes gone, 9 minutes left. Palace really in the ascendancy at the moment. Just checking a couple of the stats. 53% ball possession. Here's Zaha again. Thomas Partey's come to help. Is they stepping into the box? And he gets clipped. Was he clipped? Was he clipped on the edge of the box there by Saka coming back? I'm not 100% sure. We'd have to see that replay again. But at this present point in time, 53% ball possession to... And there's Anderson with the ping out again, and Tyreek Mitchell messes up the attack with a terrible attempt at a cross. Let's see this. That's definitely a foul by Saka. Definitely a foul. Little coming together of the legs. It was definitely a foul from the back at the edge of the box. Stopped a promising attack as well. And yeah, I think based off of that little nibble by Ben White, we're going to see Kieran Tierney. But I've got a feeling it is Zinchenko actually going off. I'm surprised he's leaving Ben White on. A little bit of a concern. Still 8 minutes to play, plus a decent chunk of added time, probably 4 or 5 minutes. And Jesus coming off for Nketiah. So Jesus with the Fantasy Premier League blank out on his first outing, and which is not going to be good for owners because of his high ownership. He's probably going to end up dropping in price. We all know how that happens. So, but Nketiah's on. Surprised that he's left Ben White on, to be honest with you. All right, so let's have a quick look through the stats while we wait. 54% possession to Palace, 46 to Arsenal. Palace with the 8 shots, same as Arsenal, and both have 2 shots on target. Very, very tight. Both have had 2 big chances. Palace missing both, and Arsenal obviously scoring the 1 and missing the 1. Very, very interesting compared to the first half, how that played out. In the first half, 45% possession to Crystal Palace, and they barely had a shot. I think they had their first shots at 45 minutes or 42 minutes or something. They've definitely been in the ascendancy. Arsenal haven't even had a shot on target in the second half. Very, very interesting. And let's see how it goes. So 84 minutes, still 1-0 to Arsenal. Ramsdale with the long punt upfield. Nketiah with the ball. Looking for Saka. Saka running at Mitchell. He needs to get tighter. Saka with... And it's in. And it is in. Saka... First time that he actually gets into the box, gives a cross, it comes off of Gui and goes into the back of the net past Guaita for a seriously deflected goal. Tried to play the ball across the box. Gui puts his head or his shoulder or whatever out. And yeah, it's 2-0 Arsenal. 84 minutes played. Tyreek Mitchell definitely needed to get tighter there. And yep, Gui just puts his head down and it flicks off his head into the back of the goal. Great goal. I want to just see. Yep, it's definitely going to go down as an own goal. Ball was across the box, wasn't on target. So a definite own goal over there. So 2-0 Arsenal. 85 minutes, and that should be the game. All right, so 2-0, 86 minutes gone. going to put out the poll for the man of the match. I think even though it's 2-0, I think Anderson definitely deserves to be on there. I think he has been absolutely fantastic, and he couldn't have done anything about both goals. He's really played really well. I think Zinchenko, maybe with the assist. Zinchenko. And let's maybe have a look. Who else should we throw in the mix? Do you want to go with? Well, let's do this. Let's throw in other. Comment below. And let's see what you guys think in terms of man of the match. So 88 minutes, 2-0 Arsenal. I think game's pretty much dead and buried. Probably going to have about 5 minutes of extra time though. So you never know if Palace get anything. But the problem is that Palace just haven't been getting enough chances quick enough. And when they have had their chances, they've scuffed shots, pushed it straight into the keeper, you know, all of those things. I mean, the one time that Mitchell goes to sleep against Saka this game and they get punished. Livojevic not very happy. The Crystal Palace throw in, 89 minutes gone. Last few minutes of normal, last few seconds of normal time, and then we head on over into extra time. 3 minutes of additional time, apparently. I don't know how that's plausible or possible. There was an injury. There was a couple of subs, so yeah. I think at least 4 minutes would have been better. Kieran Tierney doing well since coming on. It's weird that Arteta went all out in order to sign pinged across. Saliba doing well again there against Mateta. So up against Ben White here. Livojevic doing well. Feeding in. Ball across the box. Doesn't come in. That's a great ball. That's a great cross. And very well cleared out there by Kieran Tierney. Great read there. Fantastic read. He had to get that. Bowie on the ball. Switches it out. Milivojevic in the middle of the park just as a pass option. But Arsenal are so deep. They're basically sitting on the edge of the 6-yard area. They may as well. Should all someone grab a pair of gloves each. Ben White puts the ball into the middle of the rosette for the clearance. quick change, time wasting. Odegaard going off. Xhaka is captain. So we all know what Xhaka being captain means. He's on a yellow. There's a minute left. You shouldn't do anything stupid. But it's Xhaka. So, yeah. Let's see. Stupid tackle. But let's see. Basic game's over. Odegaard comes off for Lokonga. Just to waste a little bit of time. Man has to run out and he's going to have to run straight back into the changing room. As soon as he gets a run out. 30 seconds to play. I don't think Palace have played badly. I think they've played well, but unfortunately it's just lack of quality, to be honest with you. They play with these big strikers, and they're just not pinging the ball into them enough. I mean, Anderson's balls were incredible today. His passing was insane, but yeah, they're just not utilizing that big striker presence enough. They're playing the ball too far out to the wide and out to the sides, and it just doesn't work with the team that they have. So 93 minutes, 30 seconds gone. Ben White standing over the ball. It should basically be the game. Running it to the corner flag, and whistle goes, and that is the game. Finishes at 2-0 to Arsenal. Just go through a couple of the stats. 56% possession to Palace, to 44 of Arsenal. 10 shots each, 2 shots on target each. Corner kicks 5-3 in favour of Arsenal. Not many offsides, 2-1 favour of Arsenal. Yellow cards, there were only 3 cards in this game. Big chances. Both had 2 big chances, and unfortunately for Crystal Palace, they missed both of them. The big one obviously falling to Eze, who scuffed his shot one-on-one, straight for the keeper, straight into the keeper's gloves. In terms of passes, Palace with over 120 more passes, 86% pass accuracy, so very good from Palace. They weren't bad today. Like I said, they just don't offer enough in attack, to be honest. Arsenal played well, defended well against them, defended deep, which didn't allow for the likes of Eze to be able to get on the ball. He did a lot more in the second half, which was obviously a lot better. Martinelli with the goal, and an own goal by centre-back Gui, with an assist from Saka and an assist from Zinchenko from a well-worked corner. Ramsdale, a little bit shoddy, to be honest. His distribution left a lot to be desired. Dropped the ball twice from high balls as well. But walking around the park at the moment like he's got the biggest stick on the field. So, normal Ramsdale things on the day. But all in all, a good afternoon, good start to the season for Arsenal. An expected start to the season for Arsenal. Zinchenko signing wasn't bad. He was alright, not too bad. But Gabriel was a bit shocking. Ben White played well as well. Gabriel Jesus played extremely well. Just didn't get the goal. Should have had an assist at least from Odegaard. Odegaard running in. He's actually talking to him about it right now, funny enough. See him gesturing. So should have had an assist at least. But player of the day for me was definitely Joachim Andersen. I know they lost 2-0, but it doesn't reflect the play and what did happen. I mean, he was just fantastic with the switches, etc. that he did. So well done to him. And yeah, that was a fantastic game. Thoroughly enjoyed that, and I hope you all did. And until next time, Have a good one. Make sure to head on over to predict-heroes.com. We'll be launching our new website in the coming weeks with a brand new algorithm and an FPL player comparison tool. So thanks everyone for watching. Have a good evening. Cheers.